All right, so I've been meaning to do this video for a while, but I've been in the process of moving. But I just wanted to put a video out there to go over my process and what I went through of actually getting a Boerboel shipped in from South Africa. And at the end of the video, y'all can let me know if y'all think it was worth it or not. All right, so I'm gonna start off with saying what I did was I have a few Boerboels imports, but I bought them here in the States, and I decided to get another one, and I wanted to just get it shipped in myself. Started, from a younger puppy. Yeah. But so the first thing I did was I found a known breeder, a trusted breeder, and that was the first step because of course you wire money outside the country, and you kind of want to feel safe when you wiring that much money just for a dog. And if somebody decides to take your money, there's really nothing you can do about it. So I found a breeder I like. I'm gonna start off saying, like, the pup itself was actually cheaper than getting a pup here in the States. So right off the rip, you're like, oh man, all right, cool, this is a good thing. You're getting it straight from a high-end breeder, well-known breeder, and it's cheaper. But what it gets you is the shipping. The shipping of the dog is actually more than what the dog costs, which makes sense. So I'm gonna take you through my process. Like I said, I found the breeder, and they had a female that I liked that they was actually going to hold back and keep in their program, and decided to sell it. And I liked her. I liked the color. I liked everything. So I was like, yeah, I'll take her. And at the time, she was 4 months. So first thing about getting a dog shipped in, it at least has to be 6 months before they can be shipped. And of course, they got to go through all the medical screening and all the other stuff. So in theory, you're getting a healthy dog. And yeah, so she was 4 months old. I had to send the money, wire, pay for the dog, and had to wait 2 months before there was even any idea of shipping a dog. So once we got to that 6 month-ish mark, the dog went to the vet, got the health cert, everything good, all the shots and everything. And then I had a shipper lined up already. And like I said, the cost of the shipping was more than the dog. So the shipper, I understand they have to build the crates and get, everything done, make sure the dog get there, safe and everything. So now this is where stuff, gets a little funky, you know what I mean? No shady stuff, no, just the stuff happens. So pay for the shipping. Originally I was gonna have the dog shipped to Atlanta, which is 4 hours away from me. But the time of the actual shipping, the shipping to Atlanta went up, by like another $1,000. I was like, no, I'm not doing that. So at the same time, I'm closing on a house in Tampa. I was like, hey, let's see if we get it shipped to Miami, which was a lot cheaper. So I had this shipping kind of lined up the same time I was closing, so I'd be in the area. And from from Tampa to Miami is like 5 hours or something like that. So yeah, I was getting a dog in the process of moving, which was another headache. So we had everything scheduled, everything good to go, and then a few days before the dog was supposed to ship, the shipper hit me up and was like, yeah, she cannot ship out just because of, it's too hot. The route that they're supposed to go is too hot, I was like, oh crap. So, me and my mind, I'm like, man, because it's my first time, I was like, man, here we go. But he was like, no, you know what, let's try to get it to Atlanta. I'll keep it the same price. Only thing you have to do is pay for the new health cert. So I was like, all right, cool. So at this point, the dog is probably about 6.5 months old. Yeah, she's about 6.5 months old. So we get it all scheduled, and then right at this point, the dog's getting because we have to line it up and everything had to work. The dog is almost 8 months old, and the dog is no longer at the breeder. It's with the shipper, which is fine. So I had to get the dog shipped to Atlanta. And the thing about Atlanta is kind of, I'd rather go to Miami than Atlanta, let's put it like that. Especially with all the traffic and everything. So I had the dog shipped into Atlanta, and And at this time, when I'm getting everything set up, I realized that I had to get a broker also. So not only I had to pay for the shipping of the dog and the shipper, I had to get a broker to get it through customs. And then on top of that, you have to pay a shipping handling fee for the airport. So that's four different payments, including the dog, just to get the dog over here. So this stuff is kind of like slowly creeping up in price. But once you pay for the dog, at that point, you locked in. You gotta, you can't go back, So we get everything lined up. Boom, she's supposed to come in. She got shipped off, and I'm still in communication with the shipper. And like, yeah, she'll be here tomorrow, 8 o'clock. Boom. And so then I talked to a broker, and the broker's like, no, I think she's gonna come in a day later. I'm like, her shipping is 2 days. So I'm going back and forth with the shipper and the broker. He's like, no, I think it's tomorrow. We don't know until tomorrow because our system update. And I'm like, man, the dog's supposed to be here at 8 in the morning, and it's a 4-hour drive for me. So like that night, didn't sleep that much, of course, stressed out. So that night I hit him up at like 2, 3 in the morning, my time. And he was like, yeah, the broker was right. It's not coming to the next day. So my dog is being shipped 2 days now. And now I'm kind of like, oh, crap. So cool, everything goes through. Talk to the broker. She's like, yep, blah, 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 blah. Then I go to Atlanta. It's the first time picking up an animal or anything being shipped cargo-wise, especially international. So I go to the airport, and I got the address where I'm supposed to go. So that process in itself was, so I go and I'm like, hey, I'll get in the dog ship, blah, blah, blah. So I had to go to 3 different buildings because I wasn't at the right building. And then once I finally found the right building, waiting in line, everybody else picking up their cargo and stuff. And then it's like, no, you got to go to another department to get what dock, you're supposed to pick them up at. I'm like, God damn. So I was like, man, just, all right. So I go out, go do that. Of course, I already know it's right there at the ramp because the dog's sitting right at the ramp. Go wait in line again, do all the paperwork, and then I go like, all right, yeah, I want to pay for the handling fee for the dog. And I was like, yeah, I had the cash. I want to pay. I was like, no, we don't take cash. You got to pay online. You got to log into this and do this. I'm like, oh my God. So I log in, pay that, and then all right, cool. Now I'm just sitting there waiting, and I can see the dog on the ramp. I'm like, hey, I'm sliding down. I'm trying to get. It's been 2 days. I'm pretty sure she ain't got, pretty sure she's stressed out, water, all this other stuff. And yeah, so finally they get to me. I get the dog, and I was gonna do a video of me like taking her out, blah blah blah, and all that stuff. But she's been on a plane for 2 days. I was trying to get her, because she's kind of like in a warehouse, trying to get in the car, make sure she cooled down, get her some water, and all that. But yeah, saying that is my process. That is my yeah. So that's what I went through, getting the dog here shipped from South Africa. It was a lot. Was it worth it? I don't know, but it was a lot. It was a lot, and I know of, as of I think August 1st now, all dogs have to be at least 6 months shipped in from any country now. And it was talking about, from what I read, they was saying something about like a quarantine at the airport, and it's going to cost another 11, 12, 1,300 bucks just for that portion too. So to get a dog shipped in from another country is a lot right now. A lot of work, a lot of money. But yeah, the hidden fees is what gets you. Not so much hidden, it just, stuff happens. Not saying, I didn't get scammed or anything like that. I just wasn't ready for the process, and I thought I was, but it was a lot. But got our girl here, Athena, beautiful dog. And one thing about her, she came in, of course she's a little skinny, because I was thinking of the stress and shipping and being with the shipper for a while, and just a lot going on. And then so I didn't think too much of it, and she wasn't holding weight like I wanted to. Not trying to get her super big, just trying to get her healthy, because you tell by being around big dogs, with the bone structure and all that, how they should look. But then I had her for about a month, and she kind of was putting on a little weight. Then beginning of the month, I always go through my medications. I always give all my dogs the medications, the ivermectin, Safeguard, whatever, deworm them and all that good stuff, So by the time, you know, I got to that point a month later of having her, she was full of worms. She was full of worms. Not saying, you know, the breeder gave it to me full of worms. She was at the stripper house, you know, anything could have happened. But she was just full of worms. And you know, from that point, you know, I kept, deworming her, you know, checking her stools and everything. But yeah, because I was thinking, like, with a health cert, you know, she should have been good. But I guess that's my fault. But like I said, beginning of the month, just keep everybody on the same schedule. I do that, all that medications, everything I need to do. But once that happened, I was like, man, and she looks totally different since I've done that. But you know, she's a nice girl, friendly dog, get along with all my other dogs. And she's a bone-wise, I love her, great dog. Glad I got her. Would I go through the process again? I don't know, but it was a lot. So if you ever think about doing something like that, just know it's whatever you think it's gonna cost. I always say add on another $1,000, put it like that. So that's just my experience. If you got any questions, hit me up. Yep.